Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Sam. I am still sick, so bear with me, but I wanted to share my 25 in 2025 with you today. I made a list on my laptop of all the books that I really want to get to and prioritize this year. I know that a lot of people have been doing this video recently, and I really wanted to do another one. I tried to include books that I haven't talked about over and over and over again on every single TBR and have still not read. I tried to pick some different books to try to change it up and maybe convince me to actually read the books that are on this list. I also took inspiration from Bestie Emily to include like each book in a series that I want to get to and not just put the series name on the list. I was finding it very difficult to get to 25 books. So prioritizing a couple series and actually including each book definitely helped. So I do have this list partially organized, and the first section of books are from series that I have already started and would like to continue or finish off. And then the second half of this list are books from new to me authors or new series or just individual standalones. So let's just jump in. So first series I have on this list that I want to finish off is the Reckoner series. So I have read book 1 and I still need to read book 2 and 3 as well as the novella. So I have Mitosis, Firefight, and Calamity, and these are all by Brandon Sanderson. I don't think I mentioned that. This is like a sci-fi dystopian kind of vibe where there are essentially superheroes, but they are the bad guys. I really enjoyed book 1. Unfortunately, my library does not have the novella or book 2 on as a physical copy, so I'm trying to decide how I want to read those. I don't really like reading on my phone, and I can't, in Canada, we can't get Libby ebooks on Kindle, so I might end up trying to get the audiobook or something, but that is the first series that I want to get to. The next series that I want to get to is The Arc of a Scythe. I think that's what the series is called. But the first book is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I still have Thunderhead, The Toll, and Gleanings to read. So again, that's 2 full-length books, and then I'm pretty sure the Gleanings is a collection of novellas or short stories. I've heard book 2 is good, and then book 3 is not super great, but it has been a little while, I think at least a year, since I have read Scythe, and I really enjoyed it, so I do definitely want to get back to it, and I've been thinking about that series a lot, so really want to get back into that series, that world. And again, just I really want to knock some series off my list. I don't want to have so long between each book that I read in a series. I want to be fully immersed in the world and just get through the series a lot faster than I have been. The next 2 books are the rest of the Belladonna series by Adeline Grace. So I have Foxglove and Wisteria. Again, I really loved Belladonna in this series, and I just really want to get back to the series. I know that Foxglove is out in paperback, but I'm not sure if Wisteria is, so that's the only one that I'm not 100% sure if I will be able to get to this year, because I own the paperback and I would really love to have all the books looking the same. I just realized that I sort of summarized the first series, but I haven't really talked about the other series. The Arc of a Scythe series is, again, sort of sci-fi dystopian, many years in the future when people have overcome death. And so in order to keep the population balanced with what Earth can support, there are a group of people called Scythes who are responsible to kill people off and keep the population in control. And then the Belladonna series is like a gothic fantasy, sort of the 1800s setting with balls and parties, and there are ghosts and sort of supernatural events, and it's sort of a mystery. I just really loved it. I thought it was very different to a lot of things that I have read. Very excited to continue that series as well. The next series that I want to finish off is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. I have 3 books left in this series as well. I have Bloody Heart, Broken Vow, and Heavy Crown. I have been very slowly making my way through this series, and these are mafia romance books. Very quick, not super long. I think they're just fun. So really want to finish off this series so that I can start reading some other things by Sophie Lark. And then the last series that I want to continue that I have already started is the Lord series by Chantal Tessier. And I want to read Just the Sinner and the Sacrifice. I think there are 6 books in this series, but I figured picking the next couple would be better than just trying to fit the whole series on here. So I read The Ritual, I think in 2023, and really enjoyed it, and didn't actually realize that this was a series. So I want to continue. These books center around people in university, part of a secret society, and yeah, very dark romance, definitely talk trigger warnings, but very excited to get back to the series. Okay, so now for books that I have not read anything in the series or just standalone books. First one is a trilogy, like an interconnected standalone trilogy, the Part of Your World trilogy by Abby Jimenez. So I want to read Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. I feel like everyone has been talking about these books over the last year, especially with Just for the Summer coming out. I have only read one short story by Abby Jimenez and absolutely loved it, and just really want to make it a priority to read her books this year. Book number 17 is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This has been on my list for quite a while and I just haven't gotten around to it. And she has Out of the Woods coming out this year, and I believe that it is the sequel to Out on a Limb, so I would really like to read this book and hopefully be able to read Out of the Woods as well. I really liked the other books by Hannah Bonham Young that I have read, and so I'm very excited to read this one. I know this is a fan favorite, so very excited to get to this one. Next book I have is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I own all of Emily Henry's books in paperback, and I really want the paperback of all of them, so I have been waiting for Funny Story to come out in paperback before I read it, and it should be coming out in the spring, hopefully. So very excited to read this one, and I've been debating with getting her newest book just out from the library when it comes out, because I almost forgot about Funny Story because it's been so long, and I really enjoy Emily Henry's books and I don't want to wait. So Funny Story though, definitely I want to have on this list and get to it this year. Next book I have is Zodiac Academy Book 1. Ideally would like to read this whole series, but I think it's 10 books or something ridiculous like that, and I don't want to fill 10 spaces on this list. So I figured just adding the first book would be okay with this one. We could just start some series this year as well. We don't have to finish them all in the entirety, but this was on my December TBR, I think, and I still haven't got around to reading it, but I do want to get to it this year. I feel like a lot of people have been talking about it again recently, and I feel like I'll enjoy it. The next book is God of Malice by Rita Kent. I feel, again, like a lot of people are talking about this series. I've been seeing it around a lot. I think that they're being re-released, but that might just be in the UK. I'm not 100% sure, but again, a very, very dark romance, and I just want to branch out on my dark romance authors, read some of the classic dark romance books, and just get back to diversifying my reads. I feel like I've been reading a lot of the same sort of things recently, and I just want to read a little bit of everything. Next book that I have is The Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. I have had this book on my radar for a while, and I just haven't got around to reading it. I think they are pretty short books, and I've heard very good things, and I want to get back to my fantasy roots. I feel like I haven't been reading a lot of fantasy in the last couple months, and I just want to get back to it. I want to get back to the fun worlds, so this one for sure. Another fantasy romance that has been going around that I have had on the top of my TBR for the last few months, and that is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I feel like everyone has been talking about this book and I just want to know what all the hype is about, and I just really think that I will enjoy this one. Book number 23 is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. Again, I feel like everyone has been talking about this book, and at first this didn't really seem like something that I would be interested in, but the more I hear about it, the more I think that I will really enjoy it. And I don't know, it's just really been calling to me recently, and I just really want to read it finally. And the last two books that I have on this list is The Butcher of the Bay, book 1 and 2 by J. Bree. This is the prequel duology to the Hannaford Prep series, which I read in 2024 and absolutely devoured and loved. And I really want to get back to this world and see everything about these characters and how like everything came to happen or what's going to happen next. So I really want to get to this one as well. But those are the 25 books that I have on my list. Obviously there's way more books that I want to get to this year and read. There's so many new books coming out in 2025 that I'm so excited for, and just more are announced every day. I feel like we're really gonna get spoiled this year with new releases, and I just want to have a great reading year. But that is everything for today's video. Let me know down below what you are most excited to read in 2025. I'd love to chat with you, love to add more books to my TBR. I hope that you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.